Good morning, Panthers. Welcome back to another episode of PTV. I'm McKenna Castillo.
And I'm Charlotte Lee. We hope you had a nice long weekend. Now let's get right into today's announcements.
Last week, the girls' soccer team invited influential teachers of theirs to their game for the new program, My Jersey, Your Impact. The team held a special halftime ceremony where they presented their jerseys to teachers or mentors that have greatly impacted their education.
There will be an elective fair at lunch in the Quad on Wednesday, January 29th for 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students. This will be an opportunity for students to learn about the wide range of elective courses that you can take here at MPHS so that they can be more informed when deciding which courses to take during the 2025-2026 school year. This gives you the chance to ask questions, meet teachers, and discover new areas you may want to pursue.
There has been a lot of talk around the popular social media app TikTok. Here's Sydney with more in today's Panther Window.
Hey Panthers, if you haven't let your attention span be ruined by scrolling or are an avid Instagram Reels user, you may not know what has been going on around the ban of the very popular social media platform TikTok. Here's all you need to know about what has happened and what the future has in store. TikTok is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance and was brought up as a concern in the U.S. government revolving around national security. This issue has been talked over the past couple years, but real action was taken this past weekend. The final argument was brought in front of the Supreme Court on January 10th, with the other side saying that the ban is unconstitutional, hindering freedom of speech. Ultimately, the ban was not lifted and TikTok was shut down on the 19th. It did just that on Saturday evening, showing this message, but surprisingly the next morning when the app started running again and showed the users this message. The president was able to put a halt to the ban for 75 days to be able to work on the right course of action. That's all I have for now. Now back to the desk.
Today, our girls and boys soccer teams will be playing Agora. Boys will play at home and girls will play at Agora. Games will be at 7 p.m. Varsity girls and boys basketball will also play Agora tonight at 7. Boys at home and girls at Agora. Show up to support our sports teams.
One of high school's many challenges is not just studying, but learning how to study. Cody, alongside Mrs. Ellis, ran a test to find out which method of studying helps students best recall information.
No story today, just a good old experiment where we get to blow things up. No, not that type of experiment. We're not blowing anything up today. Today we're just going to look at how different encoding strategies help us with memory using psychology. And no, nothing is getting blown up today, unfortunately.
In this experiment, each participant was given the same 15 words and 3 minutes to prepare using their given memory technique, and then 1 minute to recall all the words on the back side of the paper. The first method is maintenance rehearsal, which is just repeating the word over and over again. Elaborate rehearsal is making a connection and putting meaning to the word. The peg word system uses rhyming and then makes a connection from the rhyming word to the word on the list. And finally, the method of loci uses a known place like your house and places the words in different parts of the house so it can be visualized and remembered.
Maintenance rehearsal is a more simplistic or shallow type of encoding strategy. So basically what that means is you're just repeating the information to yourself over and over again.
It works to some degree, but in the end I kind of just ended up remembering the general genre of what the words were about.
Elaborate rehearsal then is something that's more of a deep processing strategy. So for this one, you're trying to make connections between the new material with things that you already know.
It definitely helped me remember them. I didn't really think it was going to, because when I was writing out my connections, I was like, I'm not going to remember these, but then when I started to go through, I actually started remembering almost all of them. So it helped me make brain connections.
The method of loci and the peg word system are both examples of deep processing strategies for memory. The method of loci requires you to connect new material with a spatial layout that you're familiar with.
I used my house, and you have your list of words or things you're trying to remember, whatever, and you kind of map them out in the place that you're thinking of. So in your house, so you walk in the door, and our first word was cat, so I walked in my door and I saw a cat. I find it really helpful because it's a place you know well, so you can easily map out where things are without trying to think about where you have to go next.
Peg word system is a mnemonic device that's using rhyming to help your brain connect the rhymes, which are easy to remember, with the new information.
Maintenance rehearsal is just the sounds in your head, and the PEG word system allows you to create meaning with the words and relate them to something almost absurd. Like a lot of these phrases were kind of funny, which helped me remember them.
The research says that any deep encoding strategy is going to help you remember information better. If they really think about making connections between the new material that they're learning and connect it with older information, that memory is going to be much stronger and hopefully easier for them to recall in the future.
Reporting for PTV, this is Cody Davis alongside Sydney Scott.
Panther Preview Night will take place tomorrow. The night will start at 5 p.m. in the gym before breaking out into sessions from 5:30 to 8. This is a chance for new incoming freshmen and their families to learn about the great opportunities available to students here on campus.
Tomorrow night from 4 to 7 p.m., the girls softball team will be hosting a fundraiser at the Habit. Proceeds will be going to our girls softball program. Show up to support.
Well, Panthers, that's all we have for you today.
We hope you have a great week. We'll see you next time.